KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Sports Show. I'm your sports guy, Jason Salas. Two friends of mine doing amazing work on Guam are Mike and Christy Carbolito. They have an amazing company that they have started. Very, very successful. They came back from an international Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournament, but they are really passing down lessons to these young athletes that extend way beyond the gym, way beyond the mat. These are fundamentals and virtues that these young Guamanian athletes are going to take with them the rest of their lives and in their careers athletically and, throughout their time here. So Mike and Christy, Hafide, and thanks for giving me some of your time.
Yeah.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jace. Hafide, thank you for having us, and thank you everyone for listening, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Okay, and I can see by the smiles that the two of you are both rocking right now. I mean, this is pretty much the atmosphere that you create at your gym. So tell me a little bit about how you guys are actually using sports and athletics, specifically Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to actually kind of reach out and connect with young people about doing positive things.
Yeah. You want to go first stuff? Yeah. So I started jiu-jitsu when I was 13 years old, and I feel that when I started it, it gave me it was something that I found that I really liked, and then that thing that I liked turned into something that I loved. And then that turned into me. Later in life, I understood that this is a passion of mine, right? And now that I'm older, I understand that that everybody has gifts. Everybody has something that's special about them that they're good at, And I think that once you find that passion in life, you want to do the best you can at giving it your all, because that passion will usually turn into a positive thing for not just yourself, but for the people around you and possibly the world, right? Or maybe someone that can change the world, right? And I believe that. And so, at a young age, I found that without understanding it. And now at an older age, I understand it. And this is something that we want, our, not just the kids, but also the adults, right? But especially the kids to be able to understand this, that, when you find something that you love, when you're good at something, put everything into it, and do your best, always do your best, always believe in yourself, and good things will always come from that, And so we try to always, instill that, and always try to, push that positive just mindset on them. And I think, with us doing, and at an early age, I had great mentors. I had great people that I looked up to. But, when I moved out to the States and I went to the gym, Atos Jiu-Jitsu in San Diego, California, the headquarters out there, under my professor, Andre Galvao, Angelica Galvao, his wife, they're not just amazing jiu-jitsu fighters. I mean, Andre is a legend in the sport, one of the best in the world to ever do it as a competitor, but also as an instructor. But the one thing is that he's one of the greatest human beings that I've ever met in my life. And he positively impacted my life in all ways. And I think that it was a blessing. It was a blessing from him, from God, and we definitely I want to pass down what he has given me, and because he has made me better, and I know that I can make these kids and adults better, our team better, and that's just one of our goals. We have a lot of goals. But that's one of our goals in our overall vision of.
I was going to say, is there any characteristic that makes all of us any more Guamanian than want to say, you don't hoard information, and you don't take wisdom and basically say, I'm going to use it for myself. You actually share that with others and you pass it down. So, Christy, maybe talk about the philosophy that the both of you have been able to create, and maybe adding in some of your own family values, and how is this received with like a new generation of athlete?
Yeah, no, I think, one being from Guam and then being able to go out to the States and really just be engulfed in the environment that Atos HQ in San Diego has. I think we learned so much from them, and then bringing, everything, the environment, the values, the virtues we learned in San Diego, and then being able to bring it to Guam and open up an academy. And we've only been open up for a year and a half, and for us, like, we didn't know a lot of these people a year and a half ago, and literally we are like family now. And being able to, just the past tournament in Japan is a true testament of like how we've really tried our best to instill like the family values and just that the special type of environment at Atos Guam, being able to travel. There was over 100 of us traveled together as a team, but not just the actual tournament and the competition, but leading up to it. Back in October, we started fundraising. We did all these family events, fundraising events. The community reached out and helped us. The families of our families at the gym helped out, and we had so many fundraisers. And leading up to it, just I think brought us closer. And then being able to go and compete and travel together brought us. I mean, we were already a family, but just brought us to this next level. And I think being able to really see that at the academy, yes, it's a jiu-jitsu gym, and these kids come after school and they learn technique, they learn drills, they learn how to spar and prepare for competition. But I think it's more than that, because the kids, they stay at the gym when their parents train, and they have dinner at the gym, they do their homework at the gym. They're just growing up together and just being in that environment, and now being able to travel together. And I just been texting with a bunch of our coaches and our competitors. They're already planning the next trip, to go as a team. And we just got back on Thursday night, and I think that really speaks to, at the end of the day, like, everyone loves jiu-jitsu, everyone loves being at the gym, but everyone, like, I feel we created this environment that allows everyone to really enjoy each other and love being with each other, spending time with each other. And I think that's like, what we're truly trying to instill in the environment at the gym, and when we were in Japan, we got so many comments from like outsiders and people in Japan saying like they see how much we support each other at the tournaments, and just to get that kind of feedback. And we're in a whole other country, I think that really meant a lot to us, because coming, like, leaving San Diego was hard for us. We were in San Diego for like 15 some years. That was very hard for us to transition back to Guam. But I think these types of things and these reminders, it's really amazing for us to hear and feel, because we definitely feel it in the gym, and just to know that other people outside see that too, I think really speaks to what we're trying to instill in the kids and the families at the gym.
And I really appreciate it. And thank you for sharing that, Christy. And I absolutely totally appreciate what you said, because so many people see that when Guamanian athletes like travel, and if they do work in a framework, as both you and Mike have created, people take note of that, and they say, it's one thing to say, I'm going to support a teammate, but if you really believe that person is, your family, you're going to cheer harder for them. You're going to be there for them when things aren't going so well. You're going to fight harder, when they cheer you on. And that kind of thing cannot be taught, cannot be just, passed on. You can't learn it in a book. I mean, that really comes down to the fundamentals of the organization that you guys run. And I was going to say, even though your company has only been around about a year and a half, you guys may have to look for a new place to go, because apparently you need a new trophy case, because you guys brought back a lot of hardware.
Yeah, that's been our main thing. Yeah, we're running out of a like physical space too for people to train. But
it's a good problem to have, but it's definitely been a problem as of lately, and it's been getting harder, but a good problem. Yeah.
But it is bearing fruit, because you're saying like all the hard work that everybody puts in, you said together, and the long hours they spend, and the fact that there's chemistry, and they genuinely, these are people that love each other. They're seeing success come from that, and like that is proving to them, I would think, young people, that your dreams can come true if you work hard enough.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely
talk about the caliber and about the competition out there, and what was it like for I'm assuming like a lot of that contingent of people, because was it 52 total people? Even though you said there was like over 100 involved.
Yeah.
God, you guys need your own plane too.
Yeah, seriously.
We'll make that happen. We'll get a we'll charter a jet for a team.
We actually did inquire about that. I'm not even joking. We inquired about it before the tournament, and it just didn't work out.
That's a check that not a lot of people around here might be able to cut. So
Yeah,
what was it like for the team to actually be out there and just say, okay, well, this is maybe some people's first time away from home. The atmosphere is different, the air is different, but then they go there, and once you hit the mat, like, is it all muscle memory and your training and your practice, everything just comes back, and from that point on, it's like, game face?
Yeah. So I think that leading up to the event, me and along with all the other instructors, but I really tried to prepare them in the best way, technically and physically, of course, and most especially mentally, right? And but also too, I think that when you experience you can even say some of the highest level, right, of the sport, it's hard to explain, and it's very different when you feel it, right? And so when we went out there, of course everyone was excited, but maybe but also maybe even equally as nervous, right? But we try to keep especially with the kids, but also the adults too, we try to keep everything under control. We try to remind them that we deserve to be here. We've put in a lot of hard work. We deserve to be the champion, right? And we believe that we are going to be the champion. And at the end of it, when we went there, and everyone fought hard, they did their best, and I truly believe that everyone had with this experience, everyone gained so much, because a lot of, especially our kids, a lot of them, I mean, I even just heard the other day that one of our students, his dream in life is to be a professor, and teach jujitsu, right, and own a gym. I'm almost certain that a lot of the kids feel this way. I'm almost certain that a lot of the even the adults too, that they love this, that this is their passion. They love teaching. They love being in jiu-jitsu, immersed in it. And I think that it's amazing. And so out here, when we went out there and we got that experience, our first international tournament, like you said, a lot of them, it was their first time even going off island. Some of them have been off island, but never for jiu-jitsu. It was their first tournament off island. And to experience the level of the tournament that we were at, over 800 competitors, over 20 different teams from all over Asia. It was a huge event, and you definitely saw the level of, I definitely noticed the level of jiu-jitsu was very high, right? It was very high. But we all did amazing. We did amazing. Everyone fought really hard, and I feel that everyone left there with a positive experience, because that's how we made sure that they thought. We made sure that everyone left there looking at the positives and learning from the mistakes, right? Never keeping ourselves, if we didn't accomplish our goal, not keeping ourselves in that space, but instead accepting it, learning from it, and moving forward to do better, because there are more goals to accomplish. And that was something that I feel that everyone felt. And this is our first week back at the gym now, so we're definitely going to be improving in all ways, and making sure that that for everyone that did go out there, the experience is only going to make us better. And
Yeah, and I think I will add, as soon as we all started getting back Thursday, Friday last week, so many of our competitors, our coaches are already like, there's so many different jiu-jitsu tournaments in the Philippines and Korea and Japan, and it's all close by. Of course, it costs money, and in the States, there's so many tournaments, and on the weekends you could just do like a road trip to, it's fairly simple, and and it's a lot more accessible. You know, here we have to fly. I mean, we do have the local tournaments, but you know, we have to fly to Manila or Korea. And but as soon as we got back, you know, like so many of them were telling me like, okay, we want to start planning for the next one. And I think it really you know, it's so good for our island, for these kids and these athletes to you know, to be able to go off island and compete in these bigger tournaments and get that exposure. And they're competing against some of the best in Asia, you know. So, you know, we've been talking since we got back, and I've already talked to, you know, our coaching team, and you know, we have plans to really start to help our competitors be able to travel and compete out, you know, it just at least start, you know, with the Asia region, and then eventually we'll start to all make our way to California, you know, with the Mecca, you know, I would say in the US for jiu-jitsu. And but we already have all these plans to really start to, because I think this first international competition really sparked a lot for our competitors and our kids, and now they want to just they're even hungrier and want to just compete and so, you know, we've been really talking over the weekend, and we have a bunch of plans to really help our competitors get out there and go out there and compete and be able to compete at the, you know, highest level. So this for us and for the team, I think this first international tournament really like just sparks, you know, or just keep going. You know?
There's another word you use, Christy, because you were talking about, you know, like competitors, and even though it may be like, you know, another gym down the street, or, you know, like a particular school that, you know, you guys may have competitions with and everything, you're still part of a large community.
Yeah, and I would say
you realize that, you know, we do compete against each other, but at the same time we grow together.
Yes, and in Japan, there is, you know, all the other Guam schools, they had an amazing showing too, and they were out there with their teams and their families. And I think, you know, for the people in Japan, they saw like Guam came big, you know, and I think that's you know, a true testament to our island. So
okay, how many people actually like had the flag, the Great Seal of Guam, and were like flying that thing like nonstop during matches?
Oh, a lot of us did.
Actually, even you know, it was a two-tier stadium, and in the second tier where mainly everyone was sitting at, we probably, you know, we had a flag hanging. The team, one of the other teams opposite of us had the flag hanging. I think another team on the right side. So there was like, there was a lot of Guam flags. Yeah,
you know, like
it was
the
cool.
Guam people really came out, you know.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's what we do. Even if you're not on Guam anymore, you always got to represent.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe, and then that's a perfect segue, because Mike, tell me about you know, the philosophy that, you know, because this is a family-run business, and, you know, obviously you and your lovely wife, you know, have really instilled your own values into this company, but you're also you guys practice what you preach, the two of you, that you pass down to your students and the people that, you know, are observing you, because you're also giving back to the community, and you're doing things you know, to make the island better.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, that's you know, that's always been one of our goals, one of our visions, you know, is always to not just teach jiu-jitsu, but is to just to create an environment where we can make everyone better, you know, make everyone better. And we're always trying to improve. We're always trying to be the best version of ourselves. And I think that with the environment that we created, and, you know, the culture, our island, our people, it's you know, we just want to always like make everyone better, you know, and we want everyone to feel comfortable, and we want everyone to always do their best in all they do. And so you know, with all of this, we try our best as well, you know, to be an example. You know, I want to be a great example to not just my wife, for my wife, and for my son, for the people that you know have done so much for me, but also for everyone that is around and that believes in us, and I you know, we just try to be the best version of ourselves, and I think that us creating that environment, it makes others want to do that as well, you know.
Right.
So.
And really showing like the kids that these types of values are important. Like the Bank of Guam challenge that we did, we made the kids do the activity. So they had to do all the burpees. And then we explained to them like why they're doing this, you know, and this is for this organization that they're foster kids, and they, you know, like a cake, they don't even get cakes on their birthday, you know, and to think that they were working, you know, exercising, working, so that that we can raise money for these kids. Like, it's so important, I think, to really explain to the kids, because for example, like for our kids, like at Atos, like they go to school and then they come straight after school and then they spend their whole afternoon every day at the gym. So they're surrounded by us and they're surrounded by our team of instructors and all the other parents and all the other kids. And then they stay at night for when their parents are training. So they are around us and around the gym so much. And I think it's so important to, school and then gym, and to instill these types of values and like show them and make them also do the work, so that they know that this is the type of environment that we want to raise them in, quote unquote,
Positivity is infectious.
yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that positivity is a gold medal in and of itself.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And Mike, if you don't mind sharing, I know you mentioned the word, it was a blessing from a higher power before and everything, but talk about, about how faith plays into, running your organization, like having the gym, having the relationship you do like with the other families, and they send their kids to you to say, please teach my son and my daughter, good values, and I'm trusting in you in that, and the community that you've raised. Like, how does faith play a role in that?
I and that's one thing that I always say, I say this to the parents, whenever we have our meetings, and especially after big events like tournaments and this and that, and just randomly every now and then. But I always say that we are honored with the position we are in. I am honored with the position I'm in as the instructor, as the leader of the academy, to be able to teach the kids. And it's a responsibility that I don't take lightly. It's a big responsibility, and I take it seriously every day, and also one thing with I believe, right, like you have to believe in order to achieve, right? And I believe in my work, and I believe in my experiences being able to, hopefully, right, and I believe it will positively impact everyone around me, right? And my professor out in San Diego, at HQ, Professor Andre, he's a man of God. He's very big on his faith, and like I said, he's one of the greatest human beings that I've ever met. And he's a deacon at his church, and he's just, he talks the talk and he walks the walk, right?
Because there's a lot of people that would argue, I mean, these are just people that haven't experienced themselves and been impacted in positive ways, that said, you can't be a person who has strong faith and believes in the word and yet be involved in a contact or a combat sport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think with that, like I don't even look at it maybe in that way. The way I look at it is that God blessed me with this life, with this passion, with this gift, and He blessed me with the road that I have traveled, the people that I've met, the people that have influenced me, and I believe that this is my work. I believe this is my work here in this life, and
I believe this is a ministry, and sports is a ministry for sure.
Yeah, and like you said in the beginning, like we teach more than jiu-jitsu, right? And the thing is jiu-jitsu teaches more than jiu-jitsu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jiu-jitsu teaches us so much values, I mean, like Christiane was saying, that our kids, they come from school, they work so hard all day, right? And we always tell them to do their best, right? They do their best at school, they come after school, and they do their best in their training, and they push themselves physically, mentally, and they have fun doing it, and we just want them to be able to believe in themselves, to use all of the values and the foundation that jiu-jitsu teaches. Work hard, do your best always, never give up, be a champion on and off the mat, stay calm under pressure, find a way, and I'm really proud. And again, I don't take this position lightly. I don't take this responsibility lightly. It's something that we constantly talk about here at home, and yeah, if faith is you know, I think you have to, yeah, you have to have faith, and I believe in my faith, and I believe that my faith is the reason for everything, and I believe everyone should have faith, right? You have to have faith. You have to have the belief in that you can do this, or that this will work, or that you will achieve this, you know. And that's the first step, you know, and everything else will always fall into place. And if it doesn't, then maybe it just means that you need to adjust. You need to adjust certain things. You need to work harder in certain things. But the you know, the path will always, there's always going to be obstacles in life. That's what I always think.
Absolutely.
There's always going to be obstacles.
And you are going to be a champion in life no matter what you do, you know, like if you have that faith, and you keep your head right on it, and you are definitely passing on those lessons to young people, and we greatly appreciate that. Christian, before I let you go, I do want to give you the opportunity to share your social media, all your websites, everything, to let people know where they can find out more about Atos Guam and just the wonderful work that you guys are doing.
Yeah, you guys can follow us on Instagram, Atos Jiu-Jitsu Guam. And then we do have a website, www.atosjiujitsuguam.com. It has our class schedule, some pictures, but we do need to update our pictures. And then we have our class schedule. We have the email, you know, if people want to try a class out, you can email us. And then we are located in Tumon, just in the complex right across Fuji Ichiban. So it's actually
Blue
the
Lagoon Plaza,
Blue
right?
Lagoon
Blue
Plaza.
Lagoon
It's actually
Plaza,
the
yeah.
old Ajiichi. If you guys remember the old Ajiichi, but we took over that spot. So
Yeah.
So just keep walking in Tumon, and if you hit the beach, you've gone too far.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, you know, go to the place where you hear like a lot of those distinct sounds of like people training BJJ. So you hear like a lot of grunts, but also a lot of smiles from the parents,
Yeah,
from the athletes, and from the coaches.
and you know,
Definitely.
and it's like I always say, you know, it's such a great location for us, because you know, it's central, but also like we get so many tourists, and it's so nice to see all these tourists come in. They're only here for like 3 or 4 days, but they fit in a day, and they come and train with us, you know, and then
There
they
you
post.
go.
We love, you know, we love it, and they love, you know, they love,
They tag
they tag
us
us, they
and
post us, you know, and I think just being able to, for these tourists to have that additional, you know, thing on Guam that they did. And you know, these tourists, like they're all color belts, they come in, they, you know, I mean, we get white belts too, but you know, they train jiu-jitsu all over the world. And then, you know, for them to come in and stop, it's an honor for us too, you know, to be able to have all these people from around the world come in and train with us. It's such a, you know, and then they just walk back to their hotel. It's like, it's such a nice thing for us to be able to see, you know, have that aspect as well.
That's
So.
fantastic, because like any athlete, and regardless of sport, will know, like, you know, your scrimmages are your foundation and what get you through to the next level. And if you guys have people like of different calibers, different styles, different levels of aggression, different training techniques coming in and everything, that just makes you better.
Yeah.
And it's awesome too, because you know, when they come in, like a lot of times, like, you know, Atos Jiu-Jitsu is very well known in the world, right? It's one of the biggest teams in the world, one of the best teams in the world. In my opinion, it's the best, right? But you know, for them to come in and, you know, and they're, you know, they want to try, oh, there's Atos Jiu-Jitsu on Guam. Okay, let's visit. You know, that's amazing, right? But when they come in, it's now our responsibility to make sure that they have the best class, the best environment, the best time that they can there. And you know, for the most part, we've had so much positive feedback from everyone, and they're always, you know, posting about us and storying us on
and they
Instagram.
send their friends when their
And then
friends are visiting,
exactly, you know, and so it's really awesome for not just jiu-jitsu, but you know, for the community in our island. It's super cool, especially for
you know,
us.
and even if they don't speak English, it's so nice to see that jiu-jitsu is so universal. They come in, they don't speak English, but they can do, you know, they do everything, and they're still able to communicate with, you know, everyone on the mats, and it's so nice. It's so inspiring to see, you know.
Sports is a universal language.
Yep.
Absolutely. And the one, okay, final question, because you guys have used the word best like so many times, and it's obviously that you are the both of you with your family run organization, that you guys are putting your best effort into that and producing a product which truly is the best and everything like that. So we really appreciate that. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, it's a champion program. You guys are breeding talented athletes, but more importantly, responsible, positive Guamanians. So thank you both.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yes,
and thank you for
thank you.
talking with us. And thank you for all that you do as well. This was really cool.
Absolutely.
This was really
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
Thank you so
really
much.
fun. Hey, I got the easiest job in the world when I interview awesome people that are doing cool things in sports. So Mike and Christiane at atosguam.com. Make sure to check them out.
Yes,
thank
thank
you, guys.
you. Thank you so much.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.